These croquettes blew my mind. Seriously, I wasn't prepared for how good they were. Crispy on the outside, creamy and with bold Portuguese flavors on the inside. I get it though, croquettes can seem fussy. You might be thinking they'll fall apart, the filling will be dry. This recipe fixes it all. It's rich, comforting, totally satisfying. And yes, they freeze beautifully. So make a batch, enjoy a few now, and save the rest for those days where you want something amazing but don't want to do all the work again. Let's do it. We're not starting with water or some side store-bought broth here. We're building flavor from scratch. This stock is the soul of the croquette filling. It's what makes each bite taste like it came out of someone's home kitchen in Portugal, where everything simmers low and slow and the flavor just keeps getting better. You begin by grabbing those chicken skins and trimmings. You know, the bits most people throw away without thinking. But here, they're flavor gold. Lay them out on a baking tray, along with an onion chopped in four, carrot cut into chunks, and a few garlic cloves that we just smashed with the side of your knife. No need to peel anything here. This is rustic and real. Drizzle everything with a little olive oil, just enough to help it roast, and sprinkle a good pinch of salt over the top. Now pop the tray into a hot oven, 200 Celsius or about 390 Fahrenheit, and roast it for about 25 minutes. What you're looking for is caramelization. Roasting unlocks flavors that boiling never could. It adds richness and complexity to your stock before you even added a drop of water. Once everything is golden and sizzling, transfer it all into a deep pot. Every bit of it. Scrape those sticky roasted bits off the tray too. That stuff is flavor. Now take your skinless chicken thighs and nestle them into the pot with the roasted vegetables and skins. The thighs will cook in the stock and become tender and juicy. Cover everything with cold water, just enough to fully submerge it. Don't drown it, you want your stock concentrated, not watery. Then add 1 tablespoon of dark soy sauce and 1 teaspoon of fish sauce. And as usual, don't forget a couple of bay leaves to balance it all out. Now bring the whole pot to a gentle boil. Once it starts bubbling, turn the heat way down so it simmers quietly. You don't want it rolling hard or evaporating too quickly. Let it go for about an hour. You can skim off any foam or bubbles that rise to the top if you like. It will help keep the broth cleaner. During that hour, something amazing happens. Broth slowly transforms from plain water to a rich golden liquid that smells incredible. And when time is up, lift the chicken thighs out and set them aside to cool. You'll shred them in a bit for the filling. Then strain the stock through a sieve, catching all the solids and pressing gently to squeeze out every drop of flavor. At this point, stop and give yourself a second. You've just made real stock from scratch. Not only does it smell incredible, but it tastes like something you can sip on its own. Rich, layered, comforting. This is the backbone of the entire recipe. Everything from here on out is going to rest on the flavor we built in this pot. You're gonna save some of it for the velouté sauce. The rest, you can freeze it in little containers. Use it for soups, sauces, risotto, anything that could use a little flavor boost. It will last well over a month in your freezer. Now it's time to bring everything together in the pan. Start by warming a good splash of olive oil in a large pan over medium heat. Add your chopped onions and a pinch of salt. Take your time with it, no rushing. Let it soften gently until it turns golden and sweet. Stir it now and then and just let it do its thing. This is your base layer, and the sweetness of the onion will balance the spice and richness coming later. Next, I'll toss in a couple of cloves of garlic, finely minced. Let them hit the oil and bloom, just for a minute. You don't want them to brown, just soften and perfume the pan. That gentle garlic scent is one of those smells that instantly makes you feel like something special is about to happen. Then comes the chorizo. Of course, I mixed it to integrate the filling naturally. And when it hits the pan, everything changes. It sizzles, it crackles, and it releases this deep paprika-stained oil that turns the onions and garlic a fiery red orange. And now we season. This is where the real flavor blooms. Add a splash of Worcestershire sauce for that deep, tangy undernote. A good shake of smoked paprika for warmth and color. Garlic powder and onion powder to echo and boost what's already in the pan. Then finish it with a little salt to sharpen everything up. Once all our spices are toasted in the oil, it's time to bring in the star, the shredded chicken we cooked earlier. Stir it in slowly, making sure every bit of meat gets coated in that red gold oil. The mixture starts to look like a rustic, savory confetti. Juicy chicken, flecks of chorizo, and sweet golden onion all mingling together. This is what separates a good croquette from a great one. The velouté is that creamy, silky binder that turns your filling into something spoonable, rich, and utterly satisfying. Start by melting the butter in a small saucepan over medium heat. Once it's fully melted and just starting to bubble, we skin the flour. This mixture is your roux. It should come together into a smooth paste-like texture. Let it cook for a couple of minutes, stirring constantly. We're not trying to brown it, just soften and mellow out that raw flour taste. Slowly whisking the chicken stock we made earlier. Add it a splash at a time and keep stirring constantly. The mixture will thicken, then loosen, then come together into a glossy, smooth sauce. The slower you go, the silkier it gets. Once all the stock is in and it's gently simmering, you'll see it starts to transform. That's when you know it's perfect. Now season it with a little salt. This sauce is pure comfort. It's going to wrap around every bit of chicken and chorizo, tying all those bold flavors together with this soft, luxurious texture. And once you mix it in, pour the whole filling into the sauce and stir it all together slowly. It should look thick, creamy, and totally irresistible. This is the part where I usually steal a spoonful before it even gets shaped, just to be sure it's good. Quality control. Chop up some fresh parsley and stir it in. It doesn't just add color, it gives a bit of freshness that cuts through the richness of the filling. Once everything is mixed, cover it up and pop it in the fridge. It needs at least a few hours to chill. Overnight, it's even better. Do not skip this. The chilling step is what helps the filling firm up so you can shape it without everything falling apart in your hand. And once your filling is chilled and firm, it's time to shape your croquettes. Take a scoop about the size of a golf ball and roll it gently between your hands. Don't stress about making them perfect. A little unevenness just makes them look homemade and inviting. And if the mix starts getting too soft, just pop it in the freezer for 10 minutes and go back at it. When everything is done, set up your breading station. Flour in one bowl, beaten eggs in another, and panko breadcrumbs in the last. Dip each ball in flour first, then coat it in egg. Then roll it gently in panko until it's fully covered. The key here is to press lightly, just enough to make sure the crumbs stick without squishing the shape. And hey, if you make a mess, that's part of the fun. Heat up your oil in a deep pot. If you have a thermometer, aim for around 170 or 180 Celsius. Fry the croquettes a few at a time. Don't overcrowd the pot, give them space to dance. Turn them gently as they cook, letting each side get golden and crisp. It only takes a couple of minutes. Once they're beautifully brown, lift them out and let them rest on paper towels to drain. This is when the house smells unreal. And this is your moment. Take a croquette. Inside, it's creamy, savory, just a little smoky with bits of parsley peeking through and the filling holding together like a dream. It's rich but not heavy. Comfort food at its best. They're perfect on their own. And the best part, you can freeze them. Before frying, just line them up on a tray, freeze until solid, and stash them in a zip-top bag. Fry them straight from frozen when you're ready. Just give them a minute or two longer in the oil. Total game changer. So there you go. You made real deal Portuguese style chicken croquettes. You made your own stock, built layer after layer of flavor, shaped bread, and fried these little bites of joy. And now you've got a recipe you'll come back to for years. And if this got your appetite going, you cannot miss the perfect meat croquette I made in this video here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you there. Bye!